Hey guys, Josh here. Today I am bringing you Kill for a Bill episode 4, where, if you haven't seen any of the other three, me and Cain are more or less just doing PVM with the goal of obtaining a drop tab to the value of 1 billion GP. So far we've really only done a bit of Sarah, Zami, Glacors and QBD. Cain is away and has been for the last week or so, and then I was away before that. So it makes it a bit difficult for us to go and duo things when we're not here. So, and lately I've, since episode 3, sorry, I've just been Glacoring and QBDing, as it's a lot easier to solo, and it's more flexible as I'm not at the computer for long periods of time, so it's easy to come and go, and doesn't require too much attention. On top of that, I am also working on drop logs of 500 kills of each. I've made some solid progress towards those, and as such I have some nice QBD loot coming up. It's not as valuable as it was once upon a time, but it all adds up in the scheme of things, and it's still exciting to get a drop as opposed to just something normal and boring. So to kick things off, we have an effigy. I got one in the last video from Sarah. Obviously, like I said then, it doesn't count towards the tab, but nice to get anyway. That easy experience. Next up, we have a royal frame. I got a couple of these. One of them I didn't manage to get a clip of. I actually got 3 since episode 3, so that was quite good. So there's one. Here is another. And like I said, the third one I didn't get a clip of. Now we have the royal sight. Another piece of the crossbow. And now we have a torsion spring. I didn't have my cursor over there, but I'll price check it later so you can see that it is actually that, if you don't already know. So that's the first one I got. And just like the frame, I managed to get multiple, and here is number 2. Yet another crossbow or royal crossbow part I got was a stabilizer. Completely forgot that there was one of these, and so it was a bit weird when it popped up. Also got myself a dragon bone upgrade kit. Like the stabilizer, I'd completely written these off. I didn't realise, or I used to know, but I'd completely forgotten that QBD dropped these. So that was a nice new type of item to add to the tab. Now this drop and the next drop I'm going to show you are the ones that make me sad. Obviously when the Dragon Kite Shield came out, it was worth quite a lot. Now it is worth not a lot at all. We'll see in the price check soon that, yeah, it's pretty miserable actually. And lastly, for the QBD drops in this episode is a Draconic Visage. Now, what was better about this is that I managed to get the Visage and the Dragon Kite back to back, which was pretty bloody exciting to be fair. But just like the Dragon Kite, the Visage is worth peanuts these days compared to what it used to be. Completely neglected when it comes to combat, and that's reflected in the price. And obviously it doesn't help with all the bots that are picking them up, or those Myth Dragon bots that were going around and all that. So yeah, for QBD, that is all I've got for this episode. Sorry I don't make any clips. I tend to forget, and then I end up getting a clip a drop, and then realizing that I probably should have videoed it. But at least I get the clip, so you know it's nice to see something rather than nothing, I guess. Like I said before, I also spend a lot of time at Glacors, and this is the drop I got there, which made my day considerably. Steadfast boots. Now, obviously Glacors dropped 3 boots, and I am bloody happy that it happened to be steadfasts that I got. I'm not sure what Glavins and Ragefires are worth, but I know that they're not worth as much as these. And this was a considerable contribution towards the tab compared to everything else we've got so far. So this was we had the Armadillo crossbow last week, and this week it's been the steadfast boots that have overtaken the crossbow as our major item. Okay, time to get into the price check. So here's our tab here, and I'll just load up some inventories and we can check it out. Right guys, so here's the first inventory, and the value of that is, say, 31.4 million GP. So if we remember last week where it was, I think, roughly 39 million, just in one inventory, we've done pretty well to get close-ish to that. And of course there's one inventory to go, so we'll get that and see what we come up with as a total. And here is inventory number 2. Just managed to squeeze it in, so it looks like we're going to soon to go into 3 inventories if we start looking at other bosses and whatnot. And the price check of this, 74. So that is quite the increase from episode 3. That puts us at about 105.4 mil. So we've hit that 10% milestone, which is quite a milestone. Especially since since the last episode, or since episode 2 even, all the progress has been by myself while Cain's been away. So once he gets back, it'll be awesome to have someone else bringing in some loot. So if we can just go through and price check some individual items. So obviously the new ones we got, the sight, we'll just add 1 frame, 1 spring, stabilizer, the upgrade kit, the kite, the visage, and of course the boots. Now obviously, as you can see there, 34.6 mil boots that's the big money maker compared to the rest. And like I said, look, 1.6 visage, 1.8 for the dragon kite, quite depressing. So that's why I was glad to get the steadfasts in there to make everything look a bit healthier. And then of course you've got the other crossbow parts that all sort of range, by the looks of it, say 700k to up to around 1.4 mil. And of course 1.5 mil for the upgrade kit. So anyway guys, that pretty much brings us to the end of episode 4. I think it was quite a long episode, sorry. Check the description for quick links if you want to go straight to a specific part of the video. That makes it a lot easier instead of having to find it yourself and look all through the video. Sorry it dragged on a bit. Not sure when I'll be getting these 500 drop log videos out. Obviously it depends on work and how much time I can spend doing the bosses. Once Cain gets back, which I don't think is for another couple of weeks, so actually never mind about that. Because once he's back we'll get into some duos and try some other stuff. But until next time guys, take care.